All right, guys, we're back, and this time flanked by Shraga from Kosher Winery, Joshua London from the Jewish Week, New York and DC, and amongst other things. And today we're going to be tasting some of our exclusive imports. Now, we got the Beaujolais Nouveau in a couple of weeks ago. Josh, I'm not sure if you had a chance to taste it yet or not. I know we got some bottles over to you, but we're going to be tasting that together here. And I said, we can't bring Josh down here just for the Beaujolais Nouveau. This is before we knew Shraga was visiting and there was going to be a whole gush tasting. So I said, oh, we'll bring in some other wines and we'll try some of the other French stuff that we got in. But our exclusive imports are much more than just the French wines. We also have some really, really amazing Israeli wines that we import directly. Actually, some of them get their grapes from you.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a connection there. And we're going to go ahead and try some of that stuff. So we're going to start with the Shiraz Duet and White. This is a white wine. It's a Semillon Chardonnay blend, 2017 vintage. This is exclusive to Kosherwine.com. And Ellie was watching us a few minutes ago, and we're not just doing this because he was watching, because we were planning on doing this way before. But if he's still watching, hi Ellie, and if you watch this later, still hi. And we'll go ahead and give this a try. L'chaim.
So this I've never had before. It wasn't what I was expecting. It was nice. The Semillon sort of gives it the direction and the overall structure and cohesiveness, but makes it on the sweeter end, but not without it being a sweet wine. That's very nice.
Yeah. So Ellie, what I love about Ellie's wines is he does really interesting stuff. He blends things that other people don't blend, and he'll just tinker with things. I'm pretty sure he added some Viognier in here. I know there was something else we discussed, is that he topped it off with a few points of something else. So it's definitely an interesting wine, something that you may not taste anywhere else. This I think would be good with a nice salmon, even chicken they can go with. It's a big mouthful, and we love you, Ellie, and we love your wines.
I like that. Yeah, the sweetness, this actually could work with Asian cuisine. You could get, it's not quite Beaujolais style, but in terms of the French Chenin Blanc that tends towards various levels of sweetness, but works well with certain types of spice. But the Semillon works here. It captures aspects of that I think would actually work very nicely with like curry or slightly spicier Chinese food.
It's almost like a Gewürztraminer, like the pairing with Asian food.
In a sense, it doesn't have the raciness of the desserts, but that sweetness, but it's balanced. So it's nice. It's a very, very pleasant, very enjoyable. This is one I could probably drink too much of very quickly.
Yeah. So this was actually, we got it in the summer. So we brought the first batch in, I think it arrived around February of 2018. And then this one was available later, so we brought it in on a second shipment.
What's the retail?
This one's about $27, $28. All right, so now we're going to move on to the Beaujolais Nouveau. Now this just came in a couple of weeks ago. It hit the port around the 15th of November, so it's like 10 days ago, and we got it out. We shipped it out to people. A lot of people got it in time for Thanksgiving, which was really our goal, but it was scheduled to arrive on the 11th, finally arrived on the 15th. Until it cleared, it was like right at the end of the week. So we got it into the warehouse and we were able to ship it that Monday. 2018, this is the only kosher wine available that's 2018 vintage right now. Beaujolais Nouveau always comes out right after the harvest. They crush it, they bottle it, they let it ferment a bit, they bottle it, and that's here to celebrate the vintage. In the past, it's been very fruity, lots of bubblegum, strawberry, a lot of like just bursting with flavor. I tried this last week. It was a lot more I don't know if you'd say restrained, but almost more serious. You had those sweeter notes and those more fruity notes, but the acid was more present, and it kind of it felt like it was almost like a more serious wine, which I was surprised with. Sometimes that could be bottle shock, could give it a bit of an interesting edge. I had it again on Shabbos. I opened up Friday night, and then I drank it again Shabbos afternoon. Shabbos afternoon is already able to taste like the bubble gum, or was already a bit there. So depending on what you're looking for out of the Beaujolais Nouveau, it's really not meant to be a serious wine. It's meant to be light, fun, enjoyable, not serious. Don't think about it. Pop a bottle, drink it, celebrate, have a good time. It's really like, and it's gone. By Pesach, we're sold out, so this doesn't last, and then you have to wait till we get the next vintage. But if you like it to be more serious, open it up, drink it right away. If you want to try to get more of those fruit flavors showing, then maybe leave it open, cork it overnight and try it the next day. But let's go ahead and try it now.
So it's interesting. So I got this just the other day. I tasted it last night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very classic Nouveau, similar to your previous vintages, although this one much more banana on the front. And right now it's actually banana heading towards banana strawberry smoothie. But the bubblegum is coming up fast. I happen to love, I say it all the time, I bore you with this. I love Beaujolais, I love Gamay. It's a very different style of wine for those who've never had it before. The whole Beaujolais category is essentially red wine, that thinks it's a white wine. So it's light. It's even though there's some of the Premier Cru, which you bring in some of them, some of those are within the category.
Which we brought in for you because we were having a chat one day, and you're like, Beaujolais. And you're like, what about this one? I'm like, I don't know. You're like, there's also this other one. I'm like, let me see what I could do. I reached out and I asked the guy about it, and he's like, yeah, we can do all that. I'm like, okay, we'll take them all. And so thanks to Joshua London that we now have 3 different Beaujolais, aside from the Beaujolais Nouveau, that you have an option of 4 Beaujolais, including the Nouveau. That's all thanks to you, really, because if you didn't really say I love Beaujolais and bring them in, I probably would have been like,
Well, and as long as I have the stage, if you ever find a Morgon, we can make it 5.
Well, we got that other one, the Borgin. It's not quite there, but we're getting close. It's still Gamay, so we're
in the zone.
We're in the zone.
But this, to me, I mean,
it's Beaujolais, but it definitely has more of the acid.
Glug,
but I think it's going to wear out like a few weeks, and this.
Oh yeah, I mean it'll continue to evolve a little bit. I mean, again, this is a fun wine. This is This is a wine de glug, I always say. It's just you can drink this. I mean, it has alcohol, but it's not. It's light. It's fruity. Both because of the grape, because of the way they make it, the carbonic maceration, semi-carbonic maceration.
You taste it? It's lovely.
This is just so nice.
Yeah. So it's really, and this wine wouldn't sell from anywhere else. Maybe if Israel produced a wine that came out right away. I don't know if they'd be able to pull it off. You ever had this before? They had this in Israel, Beaujolais Nouveau? No.
I don't think so.
No.
There are some wine in Israel they make Beaujolais like.
But Nouveau, that it comes out right away, right after the harvest. It would be like having a 2018 in August in Israel. It's like,
I mean, it's basically it's like just barely wine as opposed to grape juice.
Yeah.
That's sort of the
How is
style.
it?
It's good. It's good.
Different than last year?
Yeah.
I think last year the fruit was so much more just like
Candy.
it was like eating tangy taffy or whatever.
This one is a lot of banana right up front.
Yeah.
In a good way. If you hate banana, maybe give it a little more.
Is that from the mellow?
But hang on.
Well, it's. I mean, part of it is because it
that is a lot of
undergoes.
banana, but more like banana laffy taffy, like that.
Well,
Almost like that.
Or like you said, a banana strawberry smoothie.
right?
Right.
I mean, it's.
Yeah, definitely.
On the palate.
But it's it's the grape itself, but also the way they treat it. The carbonic maceration, semi-carbonic maceration. It lends itself to that kind of super fruity.
I'm concerned that I still have some.
Take a different glass.
Yeah.
Just grab another glass.
No, it's good. I've talked to somebody a few times.
Alright, so, okay, great. So, if you guys haven't purchased it yet, try it out. It's on sale right now, $12.99 on site. This is the type of wine that moves fast. Every year we keep on adding. I think the first year we took 1 or 2 pallets, which is about 56 to 112, maybe 70, 140 cases. We keep on adding because every year we just run out pretty soon.
And
so
this year you got it in.
This year we got it in early and right in the right window. We always try, but you know, logistics, man. I do not want to be in the logistics business. Yeah, right now I think we've sold about 100 cases already. We got, you know, it's like we're moving through this. All right, the next up is another wine that came on the same container as the Beaujolais Nouveau. We brought 20 pallets of French wines on the shipment. This is a Rhone wine. It's our, we've had this before, but we restocked. It's Grenache Syrah. It's almost a GSM.
It's not a GSM.
It's just missing some Mourvedre. And this one is something that we did really well when we brought in at first, so we kind of doubled down on this one. So this is another thing that we got quite a bit of, and we will move through it fast. It's a very, very good QPR. It's under $20, and it's definitely in its prime right now. It's still got time, but it's definitely
the only Cote d'Ivoire. It's a Village. I'm trying to think. Like, there's not a lot of Cote d'Ivoires.
Like Reserve.
Yeah, this quality.
There's Vinod, which that's yeah.
So this is 60% Grenache, 40% Syrah.
Yeah, this is definitely a serious QPR wine. We have like $18.99 on site. And the best thing to do would be to buy the Gush Etzion GSM and buy the Côte de Rhône from us, and then you can compare 2 wines that are kind of meant to be enjoyed in the same style, and you can compare and contrast, and you can kind of see the difference of what you get from different regions.
It's a nice wine.
Yeah, for you, son? Yeah.
$20.
Yeah, you tried it?
That's incredible. Great work, David. Under $20, and that's where bringing it out. You're not gonna, you can't have a wine like this under $20, and there's not a wine out there like this. French wine, real Cote d'Ivoire, this quality, a little bit of funk, a little bit of nice acid.
I like this wine.
Beautiful wine.
I ordered a case for myself.
Beautiful wine, and it's kind of wine where like you don't have to think much about, but it's still got a lot. It's still a nice wine. Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely, yeah. One of the things we try to do with the wines we bring in from France as opposed to Israel, the different strategies. With Israel, we're really looking for like small producers that are doing things that are interesting, doing things that are different. They have a story to them. You're going to go to Israel. You may want to connect with these winemakers, and we'd love to put you in touch. And that's what we do when we're bringing this stuff in from Israel. From France, what we're looking to do is get you great value. By importing it directly, we're able to cut out one of the layers of markups, and that way a wine that would typically hit the shelf at $25-$30, we can bring it to you for $16, $17, $18, $19, and you save a lot of money that way. There's nothing necessarily like unique or crazy about finding these wines. There's a lot of Côte d'Ivoire, there's a lot of these producers there, but you're not going to get the value by going through someone else as opposed to buying them from us, because we're literally cutting out all the middlemen and bringing it to you at the best price. So that's just a little bit of the different things that we're able to do to service our customers. So this is, again, great Côte d'Ivoire. There's tons of good Côte d'Ivoire. Nothing better priced than this QPR star, as they say, as Ari likes to say. Ari, if you're watching.
QPR star.
QPR star. All right.
Hashtag.
Now we're alternating here between Israel and France, and now this one.
It's the UN at our tasting today.
And now this one is the Malbec. You want to try the Côte d'Ivoire again? You're comparing it. This one's lighter. It's also this is a Malbec from Herzberg. Max Herzberg is a scientist, a biochemist.
And a great guy.
If I'm not mistaken, I forget all my bios. and a great guy. This winery is an estate winery. He has his house in addition to the vineyard and the winery all on one property. You drive up there. You can pick a grape from the vineyard. Take 10 steps. You're in the cellar. You're in the barrel room. You're in the storage room. It's all right there. I took my kids there this summer. I thought I was going to enlighten them with like the whole process. They picked a few grapes, then they ran around, and I had to take them home. But no, they had a great time, and we were very appreciative of Max for letting us come visit. But again, Max he makes his wines in a French style, which is also kind of fitting into this tasting. Very, again, like Gush Etzion also, where their wines are not your typical Israeli wines. Max as well has his wines that are different in style. So I haven't had the Malbec in a couple of months, probably.
This is the
Malbec.
Do we have the 2013 yet?
Yes, this is the one we have. So all the Herzberg wines that we have now are 2013 vintage. This is the Malbec. We also had these at the tasting that we did in New York.
That's good. It's not what I expected.
It's got some funk on the nose.
Super green.
Yeah.
Not something that you would ever expect, but a very different kind of wine that I think is interesting for people to try and mix up a little bit. Try something a bit different. Yeah, very different. I think what's unique is definitely the greenness and how, despite the fact that this wine is 5 years old,
Great.
it's still.
But that's the interesting thing. Max doesn't release his wines right after he bottles them. Like, we only were able to get this wine in 2013. So he holds on to it after bottling it for about a year or so. He waits for it to settle down. A lot of people, they bottle it, they get it to market. It's up to the end user to hold on to the wine and wait for it to mature and wait for it to be ready. Max likes to hold onto it for a bit. So even now, like he's bottling the 2016s or 2017s now, but we're gonna move on to the 2014 soon. So we're still, a couple of years behind whatever's going into the bottles. And with that, you get a wine that's more ready to drink. And again, his style is very, very different.
What's his production level and volume?
About 8,000 bottles.
Okay.
Yeah. And some years a little bit less, depending on what he's producing.
His Malbec is definitely like his star. I mean, in terms of the wines that like he's kind of known for. It's different, and every year it's really the same. It's consistent in that point that it has this unique flavor profile.
And it's Eugene Hills.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah,
and you're really feeling the terroir. He pricks every grape, he pats every bottle, he does it all.
Yeah,
it's a real labor of love.
The labels, there's like a roll of stickers, there's like this little wooden thing, and maybe you used to do that when you started. You put the bottle on and you turn the thing and it puts the label and then you take it off. I mean, this is like micro production.
Micro, but you know what? I've seen less.
You've seen
8,000
bottles,
bottles.
Right. He runs
It's a lot for a one-man show.
And he works full time with his profession. He's got a PhD, and he sits on the board of a few of the companies. Yeah, it's right in his house, right near his house in his backyard. Great guy, a lot of fun, and also the whole area there. When we went, he had bread from one neighbor who baked sourdough bread. Then he had his olives and tomatoes from another neighbor. Then some cheese. It's the moshav there.
His neighbor's goats. He had produced the goat cheese that we were eating.
Yeah, and then there was honey. Everything was so local. It's a great experience. Also, another fantastic place to go. And he also does events like in his backyard every now and then. There's a lot of good places to go. It's not so far from you. It's maybe an hour, 45 minutes. All right.
Other side of Jerusalem.
Yeah, it's closer to Beit Shemesh. All right. Moving on now to the.
It's near Rehovot, yeah.
Yeah, is it near Rehovot?
Yeah. Probably like 20 minutes from Rehovot.
Everything's close to me. It's just like
ways
that you go.
Like the proximity between that and Rehovot is closer than the proximity to our office to our house. Just like in Israel, it's
right.
Like everything's just like
everything's right there. Okay, now we're going to move on to the Chateau Montroc. So this is a first for us to import this directly. Now I know this wine or something very similar was available in the US in the past, but you probably would see it on the shelf for between $30 and $40. And we're able to offer it for $27.99. So this is just another example of a wine that we can bring to market. Nothing exceptional in terms of like it being rare or anything like that for the French wines. I mean, the Beaujolais Nouveau is rare; nobody else has it. But some of these other wines, but you're just for the same quality wine, you're going to pay 50 to 100% more. So we do the service of shelling out all that money to bring in all this wine to hold on to it so that you can buy it at a better price. We're like your bank and your friends. Anyway, l'chaim, l'chaim. Let's try this one. And I will add, we don't just bring in wines for the sake of bringing in wines. We go through a lot of tastings. Joshua was here tasting all the French wines that we're having now, except for the Beaujolais Nouveau, which wasn't bottled. Particularly the Côte de Rhône and the Bordeaux, as well as we had, I don't know, another 15 wines. Huh?
I mean, Josh, talk to me about this wine. Like, what's going on over here?
So, in many respects, this is a classic example of what Bordeaux has to offer. It's lovely now. It with a little bit of aging, not a whole lot. It's not designed for it, but this is a taste of Bordeaux. This is an authentic taste of France. I think this is mostly Merlot, right? About 80% Merlot, I think.
I don't know if it just
It said in the back.
That's it. Yeah, 80 Merlot, 15 Cabernet Sauvignon, 5 Cab Franc.
Yeah. So this is very much representative of the region, the style.
For 2014, a decent amount of funk on it. Would you?
Yeah, but that's in
that
keeping with
expected?
it's in keeping with what you can find there.
It's also not your high-end Bordeaux.
Right.
Right. What I'm saying is we've had a lot of Bordeaux in the 20s, right? In the high 20s or the 30s, and this is very different. Name some of the Leclerc.
It's also the sub-region. It's a Lussac Saint-Emilion. So I think you're gonna end. It's not your like Pomerol or some of those regions where you may be you're thinking about like a darker, juicier. This is like your lighter. Again,
definitely lighter, easier to drink. Probably more, very approachable drink now.
It's very French. So you get very restrained fruit, but distinct. It's there. It's old world. It's as I say, it's an authentic taste of what France has to offer. This is a very classic, quality table wine from the region. If you want to know what Frenchmen in that area are drinking when they sit down and have their meals, it'll taste something like this. It's authentic. This is real wine. It's hard to explain. There's a degree to which some people have sort of sometimes silly romantic notions about old world wines. Sometimes the producers market it that way, but this is an example of an honest, straightforward table wine. As you say, it's not super high end, but it's a quality wine for the price point. I could probably still find it online from the old importer, but you can see what the other price is. This is a good deal.
Humor me.
Yeah, they can Google it, but as I recall, it's
it's
$15 or $20 more.
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. Good wine. Serious. It's.
I'll find it.
The more I try
This is
more
buying.
interesting
This is buying quantity to offer a deal. And also, while you're checking that out, Ari just reminded me, even though this is supposed to be my job, that we do bring in some unique French wines. We have the Kosher, which is a Malbec wine from France. I think it's the only kosher one in the U.S. market. And there's a couple of other ones that we do bring that are not really available anywhere here. So there aren't, and the other Beaujolais, which you can't find easily. The point being more that regardless, the strategy with the French wines is really to bring you value. Even if it's something you can't find, you'll still be getting value.
For example,
$35.99, and this is, I think it's now $27.99, and it's so you're saving. Yeah, you're saving close to about 30%.
Yeah, it's nice wine.
So, for the price, this is an authentic taste of France, and it's good. I mean, it's I don't have to say much more than that. It's good. It's good quality.
It seems very balanced.
Yeah.
Like, not it's just drink now. How much longer do you think this will go for?
I think it has
plenty of time.
I think it has time.
It does have time, but I don't think it's going to change much.
It's not going to evolve a lot.
It's not going to soften, because when you think about, typically when you think about a big French wine changing, you're thinking about like the tannins falling and like it's softening up and getting more elegant and silky, and this almost feels like it's there already. Like it can't break apart much more.
Yeah.
But it can still evolve.
Yeah.
You can get Ari, you can get some tertiary notes if you hold on to it a bit.
Yeah, with the right storage conditions, it will continue to evolve, and it should hold on and be nice. I think it's optimum now, and we'll probably stay within that zone, for another, give or take 14, 16 months, something like that. So buy it now, drink it now. If you have the conditions, by all means, you can keep a few bottles, depending on how much you drink, more.
I think this could improve with time. I mean, in general, when you're looking at these, even the lighter French wines, like
very interesting. When coming off of that Malbec before, my palate was
because Malbec had so much going on. You know what? I should have switched the order on those two.
Then I and also love that green was there.
Yeah.
And on the second time that I'm trying this, I wasn't as excited in the beginning, but there is a lot of elegance here. It's a nice wine. It's just very cool. Nice, good value. Good fine, good value.
This one?
Hey, what do you enjoy French wines? I know you're a classic Israeli winemaker, but what's your feeling?
Not classic, he's unique Israeli winemaker.
Fine,
did you taste the wines today? They're not your typical Israeli wines.
What's your take?
I don't drink a lot of French wine, but I prefer French wine at the old
world. Your wines are starting to trend.
That's where you're trending.
More towards old.
I think it's just a maturation thing. And at every point, I mean, look, I like to think of, like in the life of a company, you have the startup stage, and then you have like the sustained stage, and like every stage is great, right? It's just a different feel. And Israeli wines kind of had that, where like it's a pretty new industry. There was like this, the first 10, 15 years that maybe you producing was like startup-y and like a lot out there, and then it's just taking on a new kind of element, and that's fun. That's cool.
So I admire it. So you see, French wine, they have a tradition of generation to generation. We are in Gush Etzion, we renew the wine industry there, we are beginning.
You're 13 years in,
like a baby.
Bar mitzvah. 13 years?
We started in 2005.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bar
This is
mitzvah.
your bar mitzvah.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Throw candies.
But we still, you see, everything is fine, but in French, this is very nice. In Bordeaux, this is in Rhone. What is the best in Gush Etzion to plant? But we don't know yet.
Right, still discovering.
It's still in the beginning.
What's his name tells me, Eli Sharon says that you plant a Chardonnay or something like that.
Yeah, the Chardonnay.
That he gets his hands on. He says it's the best grapes in Israel.
The Chardonnay grapes.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's why Shraga took them back. Now he's making the Blessed Valley White is gonna took them back.
About our
Chardonnay. You're talking about your Chardonnay, your grapes.
So the Blessed Valley White is gonna.
You see, you shall taste soon. Taste it. The Chardonnay is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a big fan of those. So that's what you produce.
So we have the Shiraz Chardonnay, which is from the Gush Etzion vineyards. And then now you're keeping those grapes for the Blessed. That's the quality. And again, with that, the Blessed Valley White is what's it gonna sell for in the U.S. around? Do you know what the retail price will be when it gets here?
I think for, from 30 to 35.
Somewhere between $30 and $35, right? So I mean that's what it takes to get quality grapes, and to get a quality wine. All right, so now we're gonna, last but not least, we're gonna move on to another one of our Israeli imports. This is from the Gito Winery from Okil Adari. Engineer by day. I forgot to say that Eli Sharon's a lawyer by day, although I don't know if he spends much time lawyering, because this guy tinkers with his
He
wine
spends
all the
about
time.
as much time lawyering as Ari spends lawyering.
Right, and Ari's also a lawyer by day, so it's a common thing. We like to connect with lawyers that have a strong passion and interest in wine.
Yeah, we rescue them.
We find that it makes a good partnership. Listen, if we ever get into legal conundrum, we can always,
We can pay them in wine.
we can lean back and be like, hey, I know you've always leaned on you for wine, but how about some legal advice? Although the kind of legal advice that Ari offers, I don't think you ever want to use. I think it's like, what is it? It's something to do with like.
Isn't he a divorce attorney?
No, that would be funny though. No, it's like for to get injured in the workplace or something like that, and people will sue their employers and it enables him to do wine. So the Gito wine. So Malkiel is an engineer by day, and his wines I think very much show that they're really well engineered.
They're mechanical.
Everything is like just so and just right and so perfect. Also, the wineries in his house. I've seen him on Facebook. He's building something. I don't know if it's for the winery or just in general, but he may be trying to expand his production a little bit. Malkiel produces between 5,000 and 6,000 bottles a year.
I was going to say, he probably took over his house and he's building himself an bedroom.
He's building himself an outhouse. I think the barrel room is like his bedroom's like next door to the barrel room, next door to the storage room. It's like it's all right there. And his wife Dina makes great Yemenite food. I took my family there this summer and we had all the traditional stuff. They made brain. I don't know which animal it was from, and I didn't tell my kids what it was. I'm like, hey, try this, and they all tasted it. And after I told them it was brain, none of them were phased, and that's when I knew I'm in for trouble. In a few years, they're all like 11 and younger, and none of them were phased by that. I'm like, oh boy, I'm gonna.
You mean the vegetarian?
I'm gonna get my hands full. She wasn't a vegetarian that day. Brain. Yeah, they eat all interesting stuff. It was really great food. I ate it knowing what it was.
These wines.
With the Gito.
Yeah. They're just different. And like David said, I think what he says, mechanical, well thought out, great balance.
It's interesting that so this has Sangiovese blend and you can totally tell it differed is exactly the right phrase. It wasn't. I don't know. I guess I didn't know what to expect anyway. But although did I have this when we did the garage tasting? Was this one? No. This is since then. Okay.
These two are on the second shipment.
Okay.
So you haven't tasted
I know I hadn't had the Shraga, but this didn't taste familiar.
There's this, and then there's another Chardonnay.
Okay.
From Gito, the Shenhav Chardonnay, which came in the second batch. This and the Shenhav, and for Ellie, the Dovid and White with the Rosé came on the second batch. So you may have not tasted those when you were here last time, but yeah, now you get a chance to try them. Yeah, always great. Like this is more your Israeli. It's different, but it's again more of your like Israeli. There's Israeli characteristic things in it that really, like he said, like Malkiel says, he likes to showcase the Mediterranean terroir, work with varietals that go well and grow well in that region, and this definitely does that.
Yeah, nice wine.
Yeah. And what's the retail on this again?
This one's $39.99. It's on sale for $39.99. Yeah. So these you're paying for the quality. You're paying for the fact that they're produced by the barrel. This is not huge production, so all smaller productions ends up costing you more. Those costs get passed along all the way. But you're supporting Israel. You're supporting, and that's true with all Israeli wines. But you're also supporting this movement of these smaller wineries. I'm not going to ask Shraga how he feels about them now that you're a bigger winery. But everything has to start somewhere, right? And I know in Israel in general, like every time I go there, there's always like all the people are saying, yeah. And the other day I was speaking to this winemaker. Now everybody works together, and if something ever happened and you needed someone to come and help you or whatever, you call another winemaker from someone that works at another winery. Everyone kind of works together and helps each other out, from the smallest ones to the bigger ones. So it's something I think that's unique in Israel, like the camaraderie that everybody has there. All right, l'chaim.
Yeah, if you want it.